Hello everyone, I'm MattTGM and welcome back to another YouTube video. Yes, that is more than 3 videos within the span of a month. Let's hope it can continue. Today we have another video that is focused on fighting. Yes, I know I upload a lot of fight content nowadays, MattTGM, the Fight Man. But this one is a little different. It's not part of the Road to Green Belt series, it's to do with actual YouTube boxers. I have been coming up with my dream YouTube boxing card. I've created a YouTube boxing event that I would most like to see, the fights I'd most want to see, and slap them all in one epic card that I have decided to share with the internet because why not? I reckon it could be a fun video. Just keep in mind that I do not expect all of these fights to happen. Some of them I do, all of them no. I'm just taking my imagination, letting it run wild, and these are just people that I'd like to see fight each other. Another thing, this is just my opinion. If you guys disagree, let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to get the discussion going. With that said, let's get into the first fight, which is one that I don't actually care about. FaZe Sensei versus DDG. I just want to see FaZe Sensei fight again. He's got good technique, he's a really cool guy, I like him a lot, and DDG is just the opponent I chose for FaZe Sensei to demolish. That's it and that's all. FaZe Sensei, get in there, knock him out, and then we move on to our next matchup, which is one that I'm actually excited for. FaZe Jarvis versus Vinny Hacker. These two pulled off the most surprising performances of the night on the Social Gloves event. FaZe Jarvis is the kid who cried because he got banned on Fortnite, and he straight up sent Michael Lee to the Shadow Realm. Vinny Hacker, no one, and I mean no one, thought he was going to beat Digi. And he beat Digi by TKO in the 3rd round. Yes, it was Digi's fight to lose, but that's still Vinny's W. He showed enough cardio, enough staying power, and ultimately enough initiative to take Digi out, and I can commend him for that. And so I think putting these two up against each other would be a good fight. They've both got about the same amount of experience, it's clear that they take the sport somewhat seriously, and I think them fighting each other would definitely be the hardest fight that either of them have had, because Michael Lee and unfortunately Digi are not all that. So I think that would be a good fight to truly show what both of them are capable of. Now next up we have a bit of a controversial one, but I will explain it. Digi versus Bryce Hall, the battle for redemption. I was watching a video by one of my favorite YouTube boxing YouTubers, StrikeNinja, link in the description, but if Digi beats Bryce Hall, that's not much redemption, because, let's be honest, Bryce Hall is a trash YouTube boxer. He's not good. I could beat Bryce Hall. He's just not good at the moment. Maybe he's improved since his last sparring footage, but I just don't think he's got the aptitude for the sport. However, he does say he wants to come back, he does say that he wants to prove himself, and Digi at this point desperately needs to prove what he can do. He lost to Jake Paul. Granted, he went 5 rounds, but he still definitively lost. He lost to Vinny Hacker, his big moment, his big redemption story, and he fucked it up because he didn't take it seriously enough. Digi, if anything, Digi can just use this as a warm-up fight. And then he can move on to fighting proper opponents on my next YouTube boxing event. Now, I've heard rumors thrown out like, oh, Digi should fight Slim, Digi should fight Taylor Holder. Again, credit to StrikeNinja. But you'll see that that wasn't exactly possible on this YouTube boxing card. So yeah, Digi versus Bryce Hall, 2 low-level YouTube boxers going head-to-head for some level of redemption. Next fight, Taylor Holder versus Slim. See, that's why they couldn't fight Digi. They're too busy scrapping themselves. Now, for the caption I've written, lanky people proving themselves when it gets to talk shit. Because these guys have far too large egos for what they've actually done. Taylor Holder is 0-1. He lost to Gibb definitively. I don't care about his excuses. He lost. And he's still talking like he's the best YouTube boxer. He said that he'll knock out KSI. He said that he's better than Gibb. If that's the case, why didn't you win, son? Why didn't you win? And Slim? Slim may be undefeated with 2-0, 2 KOs, but you fought a walking punching bag and a stickman. That's not really grounds to brag on. And that's why I think they should fight each other. The winner gets to be taken seriously. Taylor Holder, decent boxer, overhyped, lost his only fight against one of the best YouTube boxers. Slim, decent boxer, overhyped, undefeated record against garbage, worse than Bryce Hall. The winner of this fight would be, like, validated. They would have some credit to their shit talking, and maybe even they get a shot at Gib. But next up, we have another fight that I don't really have too much personal interest in, but I think that it needs to happen. Waleed Sharks versus Adam Sala, the rematch. See, Waleed versus Adam on the Social Knockout event was a very good fight. Waleed showed some great ability, and Adam, even though he's an absolute scumbag, also showed some good ability. And I think the draw was a massive letdown. And so I think a longer fight, 3-minute rounds, 2-minute rounds, as long as there's like 5 rounds plus, would be very good. Because Waleed would get more time to prepare, Adam would get time to correct his mistakes, and boom, the fight happens, and it would be a good time. Because Adam has no credibility right now. He's got decent boxing ability, but he faked his fight. He's got no credibility. He needs to prove himself with a good win. And Waleed Sharks, he's what, 17? The sky is the limit. He's already very, very good for his age. So if he beats Adam, he could go up and he could challenge the big boys. But yes, I think that would be a very good fight as we go into the second half of the card. I think it would have a lot of hype behind it. I am not too personally invested, but I would still watch it regardless. Anison Gib versus Austin McBroom as the third to last event in the card. Now, this is mainly because I couldn't find another opponent for Gib. I was thinking and thinking, but everyone else was either too good, too tall, or too trash. For the record, the amount of too trash fighters was much, much higher than the amount of too good. But Austin McBroom, I think, would be a pretty good matchup. Austin showed a good level of ability in his fight against Bryce Hall. Granted, it was against Bryce Hall, but hey, that was still a good showing of boxing technique. He had good footwork, he was switching stances, he got the TKO. Gib has proved himself definitively. Against Taylor, he looked fantastic. He got the W that he deserved, and his footwork isn't trash anymore. He's got a good ability to mix it up. His cardio is incredible. I think it would be a good fight. Admittedly, Austin is kind of in hot water right now, so I'm not sure that anyone really wants to fight him, because obviously he was supposed to fight KSI later this year, and hopefully that still happens. I would love to see JJ fight again, but this is my dream card. KSI's busy on it, so Austin versus Gib. I reckon that will be a good fight. Who's the king of the Social Gloves event? Obviously Gib, because he got paid and Austin's losing money. Next up, we have the second to last event. Logan Paul versus JMX. This one's a bit out of left field. I bet many of you haven't heard of JMX in a long time in the fight game. He last boxed in 2018 at Logan Paul versus KSI 1, and he last fought at the end of 2019 in a MMA match, which he won. He's currently undefeated with one MMA win with one TKO, and 2-0 boxing-wise with 1 KO. However, he is also a giant. He's 6'4", 6'5", massive reach. He hasn't really had the chance to prove himself against an opponent that's similarly sized and similarly skilled. And that's where I think Logan Paul comes in. JMX is a high-level YouTube boxer. He knows how to use his reach, he's got good power, good killer instinct. Logan Paul would be the perfect match. He is close enough to JMX's height where it wouldn't be unfair, and Logan is a very, very good YouTube boxer. Yes, he's never won a fight, but he's a high-level fighter for this medium. He's got great jabs, it's clear that he's got a lot of power behind his punches. It's apparent that he's worked on his flaws in the Mayweather fight. He's a bit better than he was in KSI versus Logan Paul too. I reckon it'd be the very good fight for the both of them, because I really want to see JMX back in the ring. I like watching Logan fight. I reckon this would be the most even matchup for the pair of them. And then we have the main event. I'm not even going to beat around the bush pretending it's something unique or quirky. KSI versus Jake Paul. Yeah, just straight up that. I reckon it's the fight that needs to happen at some point to end the YouTube boxing saga. Or if not end, then say goodbye to its roots, so we move into the future with a clean slate. Because KSI, hopefully he's improved since the Logan Paul fight. I trust that he has, but we haven't seen anything yet, so hopefully we see something soon. Jake, we saw in the Tyron Woodley fight, he's both better and worse than I expected. He beat Woodley, fair and square, but he's also not as amazing as I think his previous feats built him up to be. He's definitely the best YouTube boxer right now, but he's got more kinks in his armor that I think a lot of people were imagining before that fight. But I think that's the fight after a bit of preparation that should happen, that needs to happen, and would be the ultimate way to cap off this YouTube boxing card. So thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy that video. That is my dream YouTube boxing card. I think that event would be absolutely amazing. I would definitely pay to watch that, as long as I can pay in money and not in Dogecoin. If you guys have any suggestions for matches you would put on this list, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I would love to get the discussion going. If you guys disagree, again, let me know. If you guys wanted to put a 9th match on the card, like right at the start, I would put Joe Weller versus Theo Baker, the rematch. I think that would be hilarious. Or maybe Momo versus Rossi 2, the battle for the victory royale. Nah, I'm kidding. That was trash, but it was funny at the very least. Next video will be a YouTube boxing announcement video. Not the one I bet a lot of you are hoping to see, or at least the fans of both me and the man in question. But hey, life is life, and hopefully it'll be a good video anyway. So thanks a lot for watching this one, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.